家帰ったらまず手洗えよ。ちょっと待って！誤解です誤解！鎮火完了ってか？こんなところで火遊びはいかんぞ、不良少女ども。あれ？お前ら。何をさらしとるんですか！
It is post ALA. The Blues are setting in hard, and we're here to talk about more Gintama to cope with that.
Yeah, my voice is gone, and everyone's still tired because of how wild ALA was. Yeah. Danny, you cosplayed as Katsu Rap day one.
Hell yeah. Debuting that Gintama cosplay, boy.
Oh, man. I did see a Shinsuke, too, so that was really cool.
Yeah, that was cool. I saw, I think 2 pieces of merch of Gintama, and I think that was about it.
I think they had Elizabeth plushies there. I was like, yo.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, you know what? I saw a Kagura. I saw a few Kaguras.
Oh, are you sure they weren't Ranmas?
No, I'm sure they were Kagura.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah.
There's not enough Gintama cosplays. But anyway, we are here to talk about the manga, chapters 450 to 501.
Yes, sir. And we're going to start it off with this one shot starring the boy Hijikata. This is always a funny kind of story. You see it every now and then in the media world, but basically he finds a lost lottery ticket, picks it up, and he's a cop, so he's going to be, he's going to do his job, he's going to take it over, he's going to hold on to it and figure out what to do, and he's like, it's probably not worth anything anyway, he's going to toss it out, and then, here comes Kondo and Sogo, and they're reading the numbers of the lottery ticket, and it's like, oh, yep, these are the ones that match, and it was for, how much was it, like 3 million yen or something?
I think it's 300 million yen.
Yeah, 300 million, which is $3 million. Because the first letter starts with a V, and then he's talking about Hijikata has that V-shaped bangs, doesn't he? And then you look and he cut his bangs.
Oh man!
I think this is the most comical we've ever seen Hijikata.
Yeah, and it's funny too because Gintoki and Hijikata just hate each other.
Heck yeah, dude. So yeah, he's super nervous. He's like, dude, what the hell am I gonna do with this 300 million yen lottery ticket? And he's just trying to think. He's just like, okay, what am I gonna do? Instead of just having money, maybe I should exchange it for mayonnaise. 300 million yen is worth of mayonnaise.
Have you gotten to the part where he goes to the mayonnaise factory? It's like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but it's all mayonnaise?
No, we haven't gotten to that yet.
Okay. That one was a good one, though. I was just like, oh, God. But yeah, this... I don't know why, out of all the quirks that Hijikata has, it's just cigarettes and mayonnaise.
Yeah, so as Hijikata's like, you know what, I'm just gonna go straight to the bank, but while he go out there, he's super nervous about having this lottery ticket that he sees everybody as thugs and in a Mad Max type of situation, fits with the North Star stuff. All wild, and he's about to attack some innocent bystanders, and here comes Gintoki to stop him. He's like, what are you doing, man?
And he's trying to make up with all these lies. Oh, no, I'm just going to the bank, normal day, and Gintoki's just like, And then he finds out later on what he's actually doing.
Yeah, and then, he's talking to Hijikata, he's like, hey, well, you're a cop, right? I need some help. And it's just like, he's basically explaining the situation. It turns out he lost the lottery ticket that Hijikata has.
Oh, man. And then they go to the bank, they're like, okay, let's just cash this out. And what happens at the bank? There's a robbery.
Yeah, and while this is happening, they look just like the hallucinations Hijikata had, and he's just like, you guys can't trick me. And it's like, hey, bro, those are fucking real guns, dude. What are you doing?
All the bad things that could have happened.
And I should also note, this is also during the time when it looks like the second Gintama movie was premiering in theaters.
Oh man, that was 2013.
We'll probably talk about the movies after I'm done reading. Yeah. Oh, I guess also there was a Toriko special at the same time too. Oh.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, it was a double feature kind of thing. So yeah, so now they're stuck in this hostage situation. They're trying to figure out how to get out of there, and Hijikata's just like, holy shit, dude, I have a lottery ticket in my pocket right now. And
then they go with them on the truck, right? When they're trying to escape.
Well, they're trying to figure out what they're gonna do, and then Gintoki, being Gintoki, they always butt heads with each other. He's just like, well, this is a cop right here, so you better watch out. And then Hijikata's just like, God damn it, okay, we're trying to pull this off nice and slick. And then Gintoki just keeps escalating the situation for him. He's like, no, bro, it's okay, just take us hostage, man. They can't do anything. And it's just like, bro, what are you talking about? And so as Gintoki's just leaving, you look, and he has the he swept the lottery ticket from Hijikata before the altercation started, and then Hijikata just being pissed off from Gintoki, he's just like, wait, that guy has 300 million yen.
That was a good little one shot.
And then they go to a different bank, and then they steal $300 million.
Oh, fuck. And Gintoki's got the briefcase. He's like, what are you talking about? I have it right here.
Yeah, and then they're just tripping. Or, they're trying to figure out how to get away from this situation, and then it's just like, what the hell are we going to do? It's like, well, we have this lottery ticket, so if we give the money back, we're just going to get it back anyways, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all this stuff, and then Gintoki's trying to run away with the money, and then Sogo shoots him with a rocket launcher, and then all the money was burnt. So
Again, everything that could happen wrong actually happened.
Yeah, this is a good example of Hijikata and Gintoki's relationship. They just don't like each other.
That's why Sogo really likes Gintoki and calls him boss a lot. Why? Because he just hates Hijikata.
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh, man. But yeah, the next one shot, it was more like a reunion, you know? Gintoki goes into this house, and you see Katsura, you see Sakamoto. They're there, you know, talking. They're like, "Oh, who ordered this? Like, who had this? Who wanted to do this? You know?" And it talks about their past too. And they're like, "Oh, aren't we missing someone?" And they're getting scared, like, "Oh shit, Shinsuke! No, not Shinsuke." But the dude, it was someone else. And I'll let you explain it.
Yeah, so he was known as the other nameless, or the nameless other hero, and it's he was the one that did this reunion party, and here's his name, Kurokono Tasuke, and it's like, wait, slow down, buddy. And if you look at the panel for it, it says from Kurokono Tasuke, and the way it's written is just like Kurokono basket. So
I thought it was honestly making fun of Slam Dunk at first.
Oh no, because of the basketball stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it's Kurokono Basket was a basketball manga that was about this time was being serialized. So that's where they got that parody from, because the main character is Kurono.
Yeah, it's like who? Oh, okay. In Kuroko no Basket.
Yeah, it's Kurono's basketball is what it's translated to.
Oh, okay. Because it says like, oh, who is Kurono Tasuke? He was the one who assisted me by warming the Pocari to just the right temperature to turn it into a sherbet state.
Yeah, there was some just weird ass stuff, and then they're doing like basketball stuff. You got the jerseys. One says Joy, and then one says Kagura. Oh, Katsura. Yeah.
Oh my god.
This is such a. I was gonna like this arc, and I was just like, oh, we're just getting into some weird shit. Like I wanted more like backstory with them, but no, it all goes back to like the Pocari sweat meme.
Oh my god.
Doing. Yeah.
I liked in that little one shot where they're trying to get out of the battle, and they find a Pocari like vending machine in the middle, and it's just like, it's 4,500 yen, it's $45. Like, that's a ripoff. Why do you want that?
Yeah, I don't understand what the joke was here. It's just Gintama.
It's sorry, it's an advertisement. That's what these 2 chapters were. Yeah.
And see, these arcs always get weird when it involves the past with these guys, because then Shinsuke shows up, but it's like, we haven't had anything real with Shinsuke yet, and he's over here being a really comedic character sometimes, and I'm like, what is going on, man?
You see Shinsuke pop up after they do those flashbacks, but it's the other dude, who's in Shinsuke's crew, the one who's just like, I'm not a lolicon, I'm a feminist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, well, yeah, he's like, I'm not a lolicon, I'm a what's his name? Takechi Hempita.
Hempita, yeah. Hempita. I am not a hentai, I am a feminist.
Yeah.
But yeah, he sends him a letter. I'll pay for the Yakult at this party too. Go drink with Shirako all you want. He's like, he didn't remember a goddamn thing, did he?
And see, this is what I'm talking about. I'm like, this is just so weird to see, like, one of the antagonists of the series to be a comedic character.
Right.
It's just so weird, because we haven't really had a strong arc with him yet. He's been here for so long.
Oh, for Shinsuke?
Yeah.
Yeah. He is, oh man, you're gonna see him a lot in the later chapters, but I won't say when. But yeah, dude, like this one shot was just a whole advertisement, not only for Pocari Sweat, but for Yakult. I'm like, why?
Yeah, it's
I
just so weird.
I guess it works.
And then they're going to flashbacks, and it's like, oh, they're playing Kick the Can with Pocari Sweat cans.
How long did that last? Like 3 chapters?
Yeah, about 3-ish chapters, and the whole time it's just like, this guy wasn't real, right? He's not real. And then they're being attacked in the in this place that they're at. They're being attacked one by one. They're thinking like, oh god, is it his ghost? Like, did we fuck up? You know, and then Gintoki's freaking out. He starts singing like some kind of like the theme song.
Oh, to Doraemon, yeah.
Yeah. And it turns out Shinsuke's people, they're just taking these guys out so they're not a problem later. And then the lolly guy is just like, oh, I should scare him, so I'll be the vengeful ghost of Kurokono Tasuke. But it's like he's wearing the same exact outfit as Kurono or Kuroko from Kuroko's Basket. It's just super weird. Yeah, everybody's all dressed up, and then you're getting flashbacks, and it turns out this guy really was real at one point. But yeah, that was just some random bullshit.
Advertisement. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the next one though, where Shinpachi buys all that the Holovru.
Yeah, this part, this was funny. Well, he didn't buy it. He's holding on to it. It's Takachin's volumes of Holovru, and it's just straight up to Loveru if you look at the covers.
And he's just so worried that his sister's gonna find out.
Yeah, because if you don't know anything about To Loveru, man, sure it's a harem series, but man, is that like the etchiest thing Shonen Jump has put out.
Yeah, but the BDSM scenes in this chapter, like,
oh, it gets ridiculous, and it's just like, Shinpachi's like, I don't want to be looking like a freak, and then he's like, Gintoki, help me out here, man. We gotta hide these. And it's like, well, just put them, you've had that kind of stuff before, right? He's like, what are you talking about, man? I haven't done that. And he's literally just going through all the obvious locations they would have. And it's like, you dumbass, you think this is enough? And he's like, obviously you have to hide it in plain sight. Just leave it on the bookshelf.
and then you have all those scenes I was talking about, the BDSM, but it creeped me out because there's a scene where Shinpachi fucking dies. He's just like hanging. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah. And then he writes on the chair, there are erotic books on the bookshelf. I'm sorry. It's like, what the?
God, all these intricate ways of like hiding it. Oh, happy birthday, big sister. He's still tied up.
Yeah, all the BDSM stuff was just to like, make it look like it's more tame than what your room actually is. So that was not a big deal.
All the books are like in like a domino position. And he knocks them down. It's just like, happy birthday, Otae-chan. And then it just gets longer and longer and longer.
Yeah, like, I think Toki's like, fuck it, we'll just say it's for her birthday, so that way she accepts it. And then it ends with the most simplest way. It's like, wait, if you look at the covers, they're pretty normal. You could just put them on the shelf. And it's like, oh, okay, yeah, and then they take off, and they're like, wait, we forgot to clean up the room, and then Tai-chan opens the door, and it's all this BDM, like, candles and shit all over the place.
Oh my god. Yeah, it was a good one-off, I guess. And the next one, though, I just loved how, like, that was just a big like rip off of Saint Seiya.
Oh, this one coming up, yeah. It's our yearly checkup on Hasegawa, see what he's doing in his depressing life.
Let's see how homeless he is still.
Yeah, and it's summer vacation, and he's preying upon these innocent kids in the park, just telling them how cruel life is, and it's like an endless vacation is no different from an endless hell.
Jesus Christ. That's dark.
Yeah, and then he starts telling all these stories, and then it got popular, so now he's the ghost story guy at the park that all the kids go to. And
he's got like the Buddhist, the monk beads and everything around his neck.
And then Shinpachi's just like, why is your life being treated like a horror story? Yeah, but he came over to the guys because he's just like, I'm running out of stories. Like, I don't know what to tell them. And then Kagura, for some reason, she puts on a mustache and she starts to look like her dad. And then she's just talking about Saint Seiya. And then that's the gag. This arc is that like every story is going to end the same exact way.
I think when it came to that little one-off when I was watching the anime for it, I think they added something that you didn't see in the manga where they're like, I think they were like, stop talking about Saint Seiya because Bandai Namco is going to get on our ass for copyright. Like, stop talking about it, like, right now. Oh, man.
And they keep telling stories that, they're getting good, but they keep messing up the ending, mainly Kagura, and she's just trying to keep the Saint Seiya theme.
Oh, man.
And then it just ends like, Hasegawa was saying this story the whole time to the kids, and they all freak out.
I think it was that one and the one before with Whole Lover, that they were like 2 episodes in one, or I think it was that one and the next one that were like
I could see them being
one.
The same episode, yeah, since they're both just ripping off other Shonen Jump mangas.
Oh, the next one though, I think this was like a 2-parter for me, but I thought it was still really funny.
Yeah, this is a 2-parter. Main character Kagura here, and it's hot summertime, and remember she's from the Yato clan, so the sun is her weakness.
She's a Saiyan.
Yeah, she's the opposite of a Saiyan, basically. And then she got a heat stroke, and she's in the hospital, and, the doctor's talking like, yeah, I mean, we don't know what's really going on. Do you guys know anything about this? She's from the Yato clan, right? So sunlight's pretty bad, isn't it? Like, and, Gintoki's freaking out. He's like, dude, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about, man. Like, oh, fuck, what am I doing? And then Kagura's just over here, and, like, she looked like she's getting sick. Everybody's, like, really worried, and then she's coughing up blood. So, like, the doctors are rushing them out, and then, they're all freaking out. And then you look, and it's just like, oh, Kagura's just she's milking it the whole time. She's like, I'm gonna milk this, so that way I'm gonna have a good lifestyle in the future when I get back home.
Everyone treats her like a queen at bed, and then, like, it gets, how can I say, she milks it, but then she goes too far with it to the point where, like, she's in a coffin.
Well, before that, right? She's eating too much, and then she gets all, like, round and fat, and then here comes Gintoki, and she's trying to hide, and it's just like, what the hell's wrong with you? Why are you so round? Like, what's wrong with your blanket? And then, they're talking and all this stuff, and she's just asking Gintoki for some things, and he's got the beck and call because he's like, holy fuck, man, I can't fuck this up. Jeez. And then there's Kagura saying, like, there's people outside that they have to get rid of, and he's like, oh, I keep taking him out. And then there's just a panel that says he really does seem to be about to fall, and it's just, Hasegawa just hanging off the tree. And then Gintoki just says he already fallen to begin with.
And isn't there, like, a tree that comes out of, like, Kondo's ass?
Oh, yeah, Gintoki threw a branch in his ass.
Dude, what the hell is up with, like, the characters hanging themselves? Like, first Shinpachi and now, like, Hasegawa now.
That's Hasegawa's character. He's depressed and wants to kill himself.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
my
Jesus,
god.
Man. So yeah, and then she starts throwing up, and then she passes out. And she's like, oh, because I guess she ate too much now. She's just like, she can't move or whatever, She's like, oh, I am in critical condition. I didn't want this to go this far. And everyone's freaking out, and then she can't move. So they think she's dead. And then she's just sitting there. She's like, oh god, like, what? I can't tell them that I just have the summer cold. Like, what am I going to do? I'm freaking out. And the doctor's just like saying some bullshit. It's like, everything's normal, but she's in a comatose state. Like, I don't know, the Yato clan disease. I don't know. I'm going to have to go look into this further, and everyone's here. Like, they're getting ready for her to pass on.
And then Sogo.
Tsukio, yeah, she brings the money for the funeral, and that's where Sogo shows up with, because they're escorting the Shogun's sister, and then Sogo, he looks like he's having a sentimental thing with her, and then, as you look, Kagura passes out. She wakes up at her funeral, and of course, it's an open casket on her face, and it's like one of the hottest days of the week. And there's all these holes in there, so it's concentrated sunlight. And then it's just like, oh, Sogo planned this. He realized the whole time I was just faking it.
Then you find out, like, when her coffin's being escorted, it's a state funeral, so like the whole country knows.
Yeah. And then they see Sogo, and he's shivering. It's like, oh my gosh, like, I can't believe he's crying, But then you look at his face, and he's just laughing at her the whole time. Yeah, and so, like, everybody's just trying to, like, pay their respects, but they keep messing up, and then eventually they drag Kagura out of the coffin, and then, there's a rock thrown on top of her, and then everybody's here, to see her farewell, and it's just like, she's just being dragged around all over the place.
And they put her on, like, a conveyor belt.
Yeah, and then Gintoki's doing this big meaningful speech about Kagura, and then she accidentally says something out loud, and there's like, wait, your voice came out, and they're all freaking out like, oh no, it's nothing, and then everybody just got pissed off at him and just left them on a conveyor belt to somewhere, I guess the incinerator. But so for this next one, I actually like this one. We get to see more character development between Kondo and Taichan, which is good. They're at the summer festival. And, Kondo's he's attacking all the young couples like, you guys are under arrest. Like, what do you think you're doing? Holding hands? And he's like, oh, he got rejected for Taichan's date, and,
this one. Okay, I know what this one is. All right.
Yeah. And, he's having this pissed off face, swinging a sword around. They're like, hey, Kondo, why don't you, why don't you do something so that way, you don't really freak them out? And so he wears this cockroach mask, and he's just wearing his underwear with a drum, just walking around. Oh
my god!
Yeah. Oh, and the mask he's wearing is the mask Gogipu leader Black RX, as we find out because Kagura's a fan of the show. And she's walking around with Taichan. It
looks like a villain from like those Sentai shows. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, like a Kamen Rider character. They're talking to Kondo, and they're like, "Oh, look, they don't recognize me." because I'm wearing this mask. And Kagura gets lost, so Kondo decides to help Taichan find her. And so they walk around, and he leaves the mask on, and he's talking like he would normally talk, and she's taking the compliments, this and that. And then they stumble by Gintoki's stands, and it's just like, oh look, it's a cockroach. He's like, no, I'm the Gokiburi leader. He's trying to sound cool, and then he trips into this cockroach trap that's laying right in front of it.
Oh yeah, that's great. And then I think at Gintoki's booth, he's just like, oh, like, so if you're going by yourself, it's like 200. If it's a couple, 300 yen. For a cockroach, it's $60. 6,000 yen.
Yeah, and he's just like, what the hell? Why is it so different? So they go throughout the whole night participating in all of the Yorozua stand games, and they all get like really deep for no reason about this family and
oh yeah, the bitch bag.
Yeah, the bitch bag, and and then Kagura shows up here during this whole like theatric play on the bag. Excuse me. And the whole point is Kondo's like he just has to hit it so he can win the prize, and Gintoki's doing all this stuff, and then here comes this note coming out, and Kondo's just like, I can't do it. I just can't.
And then like the dude turns around, it's Madao, and he just looks like fucking Miyazaki with the beard and everything. It's weird, yeah.
Weird narrative theme going on here, and it continues on to the other chapters here as we get into the other booths from the Yorozua, and it's like everything's still overpriced, and he's just like, no, but this is, I have to do this so that way, I can spend more time with Taichan. And they play this candy game, and then they're playing that also gets really intricate for no reason, and like all these deep backstories, and then they have to they do that fish catching game, right? You get the paper net.
Yeah,
and Kondo's just like, oh, I could totally easily do this, but then Taichan being Taichan gets super serious. You caught all the fish. Only 53 fish. It's like I'm out of practice. And then they get super ridiculous. They're bungee cording off of buildings trying to catch fish. And then, it gets even more intricate with all this.
And then you also have to like cut out shapes and whatnot, and you won money. It's like, oh, you can cut like an ice cream, a snake, the candy game, an elephant. Yeah. It looks simple. And then they're like, okay, you need to like cut out the great god Benzaiten, the white dragon king. You're like, what the hell? That's too detailed. They put him on like an ice cream cone. Yeah, it was a good one. I think all these one-shots, I think in the anime, before they had these one-shots, they were like, oh yeah, this is like, they said it in the anime, like, yeah, this is like a filler arc. But they're just like funny ones. I'm like, oh, okay, it's like a filler comedy one. Yeah,
this was like 2-3 chapters right here. I like the ending for it, right? As they all fall down, the mask falls off, and it's revealed that it's Kondo, and then everybody says, oh yeah, they knew the whole time, so they were just messing with him this whole time, trying to teach him a lesson. And then we see Taichan, and she's like, yeah, spending the festival with everybody was fun. And we're assuming that's including Kondo, so she's sort of easing up on the boy. That was a nice way to end it. Yeah.
It was a fun one.
As long as we get some character development out of these quote unquote filler chapters, I'm fine with them.
And then the next one shot, it was like, I think it was the last chapter. They called it the 2013 summer arc.
Yeah, last chapter for 2013 summer. Returning character Seita, the boy, right? He's here, and he was slacking off all summer. He didn't do his homework. So he's coming to Yorozua to help him, and it's about his diary. And he's just like, yeah, I didn't really know what to write, and everything's just pretty generic and boring. And then they start making like some kind of like RPG game going on, like a bunch of ridiculous stuff. It gets like perverted, talking about like these girls' panties that's in his class.
But they ended it like a wholesome way. Like they put Gintoki in like a cannon, and they shot him in the sky.
Seita explains like, oh, well, I remember we did this that one day. It's okay, we just got to fill in the blank in between. And then it's like, okay, August 11th, are you going to go west? Go to the One Piece page. Are you going to go east? You go to the Naruto page.
All right. But yeah, wholesome way to end that arc.
Yeah, it was fun. It's always cool to see Seita come back. I wish Tsukio was there, because I like it when them two and Gintoki interact with each other.
Yeah. And then the next arc, though, this was a really good one.
Finally getting to some longer arcs here.
Fun fact about this arc, during the anime, this is where they first started dubbing Gintama in English. Yeah, it started with this arc.
Well, no, are you sure? Because I saw the dub for when they switched genders.
Was it for the first season?
I remember seeing a clip from the earlier chapters.
Yeah, so it's Gintama Season 3, episodes 266 to 316 dub. No, I think you might be right with the gender swap one. The dub's okay, especially with Gintoki, but I'm like, I'd prefer the Japanese dub because it's like over the top.
Yeah, the dub's not that bad, I don't think. I checked out just like one clip and I was like, okay, that's fine.
Oh, no, the first episode that they dubbed was, like, time completely stopped for everyone. And, like, Gintoki, Kagura, and Shinpachi weren't the only ones affected. And they had, like, a universal clock. Right after the episode.
Oh, okay, yeah, we're gonna get into that.
Yeah. I think I might be farther, or...
Yeah, no, it's coming up. Yeah, that arc's coming up.
Okay, gotcha. But yeah.
So this one introduces a new character that I thought was a good one. It's her name is Ikeda Asaemon, the Shinigami, as we see Gintoki.
There's a bunch of Bleach references in here too.
Oh yeah, of course. As we see Gintoki drunk at a bar, in a park. They're talking about how like, oh, there's this Shinigami out here, cutting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're talking about there's this somebody's cutting off the heads of people, but they're just leaving just enough skin so that way the head is still attached to the body. And, trying to scare Gintoki, and he's just, he's like, yeah, whatever. And he looks, and then we see a Shinigami just sitting there with, I forget what the blade is called, a Hakiri blade, I think it is. Or when you commit
the
short blade.
Sudoku. I said Sudoku, I mean seppuku.
Yeah, the Sudoku blade, yeah.
I meant to say seppuku. I can't say seppuku right anymore because of that joke.
Yeah, that's a great joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's asking Gintoki to help commit seppuku, and it's just like, is this really a Shinigami? And it's like, whatever. As he's about to cut the head off, a fly hits his nose, he sneezes, and swings too hard, hits the floor, the sword breaks, or the sword flies into this wall, and then he breaks the sword. And then, so he tries to tape it back together with masking tape, and it doesn't work, and the blade falls on top of Gintoki's head.
Oh, man.
But the Shinigami already cut its belly, so now he's just vomiting blood, like, it hurts.
Uh-huh.
And then pulls out his intestine, starts choking Gintoki, and then Gintoki just knocks him out, and it's like, oh god, did I really just murder somebody? What the fuck am I gonna do? And then you hear the cops outside, and he just walks back in home, and he's got the intestines wrapped around him with the Shinigami on his back.
Oh my god, and you find out that stomach wound was fake.
Yeah, and then we get the reveal that it is a lady, as I said before, Ikeda Asaemon is her name.
But it was, this actually lasted for a bit, and it started off funny first, but it got really serious and really good.
Yeah, I think that's Sorachi's go-to when it comes to these arcs. I guess it's to transition us into the serious arcs, because Gintama is a comedy first and foremost these days. Yeah, that's how they always usually start off, and that's how they usually end for the most part. But then, yeah, we get serious right away after the introduction. We get the Shinsengumi are looking around, and it's just like, oh, there's a lot of murders still happening. It's like, oh, all these people are connected somehow, and it's just like, oh, and the way they're being executed is a way that the shoguns have used, the shogun family have used, by using this family's technique where they just cut the heads off in one stroke.
And it's like, it's painless.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be painless as well, as they commit seppuku. Yeah, so this is the fourth case that we're seeing right now, and then that's when they bring in the current
executioner.
Yeah, he's the 18th generation, and he's there to talk about like, yeah, exactly, like, who is this, what's going on. It's like, oh, but there is a runaway that does know this technique, and then we find out that it is this girl right here, and Gintoki's following her around trying to understand her story. And we find out a reason for that later. But we're getting into flashbacks, and we look, and it's like, oh, so she had to do this technique where she had to kill her master by cutting his head off, and that kind of changed her. She's running away. Gintoki decides to help, all the good stuff. And then, it's not Gintama without some weird comedy bits, right? So as they have her tied up, they're like, yeah, well, we're getting the bounty from you anyway. She's like, yeah, I don't know if you want to do that. It will not be decapitation. It will be denipitation. And then she's holding this dot in her hand, and you look, and she just flings it away, and we look, and like, oh, it's Gintoki's nipple.
We just cut it off like that. It's like, what the hell? Where's my nipple?
Yeah. And she's like, oh, don't worry. As long as I didn't harm a single cell, like that classic, like, oh, he cut between the cells. That was mentioned in Rurouni Kenshin at one point as well. She's like, yeah, but if you get it back, we can just reattach it, and it gets ran over by a car.
Oh yeah, and he's just like, my nipple's gone forever.
Yeah. So then they they just escort her back to the place where she's from, where the 18th head is at. And so they walking in not really a trophy room, but the room where all the heads are of the people who have been executed by this. And then we look, and it's like, that's some person's nipple, but it's like, wait, Gintoki's like, I think I've seen that before.
Are you sure that's not my nipple?
Yeah. It's like, yep, that's his. And then the 18th head just comes behind Gintoki, and then you just hear the do, katakana. And then there's some splurts out of Gintoki's shirt, and he's like, oh, I have returned your nipple. Like, what the hell? And it's like, hey, how about we eat? And it's just like, oh god, this family's all they eat are heads. We got monkey head, boar head, frog head. Yeah.
If you've noticed, I think that this Reaper girl looks like the evil dude from Death Stranding with the gold skull.
Oh, Higgs? Oh,
from a distance.
Yeah, I could see it. Yeah. So another reason I like this arc is we do get a lot of lore of Gintoki here, as he's talking to the 18th head here, and they're talking. Basically, he's explaining what happened, and it's just like, oh yeah, there was all these prisoners that were meant to be executed, after the war ended, basically. And the previous generation, his father, didn't want to kill the men, so he let them all go, and these are the people that have been being killed. In present day. And so it was up to Ikeda to execute him, because she was the successor for him, not the son, kind of thing. And then the son reveals like, yeah, I've been the one doing it because we were supposed to, and then he's talking, he's like, yeah, but you're gonna let this slide, because as I was looking through this, through these names, we found your name from 10 years ago. So Gintoki was said to be executed 10 years ago.
Oh shit, yeah, probably because he was in the Joy Wars.
Yes, yeah, he was anti whatever was going on in the
basically
war.
Anti-government, yeah. But oh Jesus Christ. That's scary, where they're like looking through all the barrels and they see Gintoki and it's just blood coming out of his eyes, nose, and mouth. Yeah. He's just like, I curse you for 7 generations, fool.
Yeah, so the plan is to just escort her using the boat that they're on, where they escort the bodies of the decapitated, and they send them off so that way they could be used for sword testing. And then so they're trying to hide her there, but the Shinsengumi's caught on to what it is, and so they're there trying to find her basically. And that's where we get that scene of Gintoki just dying basically.
Oh man, yeah. Like, and then what else happens? Like,
well, we find out that that this faction's been doing stuff, behind the scenes, and they're going against the Shinsengumi and everybody else. And this guy's really just pissed that he wasn't accepted, but this girl that his father picked up off the street. And Gintoki's not having it, so they decide to join in the fight.
That dude's really strong, though.
Yeah. So we get to see their fight. And then Ikeda decides to join in as well to stop having people help her, or have her become her own person. And then so they fight, and I gotta give it props, man. Like Sorachi, he knows how to choreograph fights in Gintama. Oh yeah, he really does. I feel like this is like the beginning of like most of this seriousness is the Shinigami stuff. Because like I've said before, I know I've said it. Like, oh, the Shogun assassination arc, Farewell Shinsengumi. This arc is up there with like my top most favorite 3 arcs. Even though it has been a while, like, whew, man, it's so good. You are right, the fights are choreographed amazingly, and you do see some more lore, Gintoki lore. So the 18th head here, he's been working behind the scenes with these people who wanna reestablish a different government, And then, surprisingly, we see him get executed by the main guy here. It's Hiro Subashi Nobunobu. So this is one of the main antagonists that we're going to see in the future. I can guess, because the next page we see is Shinsuke, and it seems that they're working together. And it's just to take down the government here in Japan. You know what kind of gave it away? Yaoimon's clothes. Similar to Shinsuke's. His yukata. And then, as we get to that part, yeah, she's at she's basically good to go. You know, she's free, but everybody else got arrested, you know, for the comedic bits here. You know, they're asking, like, what happened to the girl? And, you know, and Sogo's just like, well, she offed herself. She's always wanted to die. Like, that was her whole point. This is, like, when you met her, this and that. And Gintoki's real pissed off. They get out of the truck, and then they look, and it's like, oh, she's actually here. She didn't kill herself, so.
Oh, yeah, Nobu. Okay, I remember.
Yeah, so it ends off on a cool note where, you know, she's like, oh, the Shinigami's gone, so she cuts their handcuffs and her mask, you know, and they're all back to normal again. And then we get a flashback with Gintoki talking to the old man, and, you know, we got flashbacks earlier before, but yeah, he did remember who this girl was, and that's why he was helping the whole time. And of course, it's not Gintama without something at the end that's comedic, right? And we look as he throws the mask, he looks down, he's bleeding, he's like, hey, she cut my freaking nipple off again.
Why the nipples out of all things? It's just that.
Yeah, so that was a cool arc, and the next one is a entertaining one as well. But I will say before that, the color cover I liked a lot here. It's the Yorizua. They're all here, and they're all dressed up in kung fu outfits. I try to think of who everyone was. Kagura's dressed up as Bruce Lee. Gintoki is Jackie Chan.
Oh, this, okay.
Yeah, I think Shinpachi might be Jet Li.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sadaharu, I just don't know who he's dressed as.
He looks like a Tekken character.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I want to, maybe Donnie Yen, I would guess, but I don't think so. I don't know who the fourth one is. But yeah, I thought that was pretty
color
cool.
scans are great.
Yeah, chapter covers and color are always fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the next chapter, though.
Yeah, the next chapter, they're going through hell here. Gintoki's not, he hasn't paid Kagura and Shinpachi yet. And then here's, Hijikata just giving shit to pretty much everybody in the Shinsengumi. You know, and it's this whole monologue talking about leaders and all this. And then, you know, as they're running, they run into each other. And then they get hit by a truck.
Ah, yes. This chapter, the Freaky Friday chapter.
Yes. And as they wake up at the hospital, they're like, oh, everything's fine. And then, you know, they're talking to each other. Or they're talking to their doctors, and it's like, oh, yep, their souls switched bodies.
Oh, man. One ghost went into the wrong body. The other one went to the other.
Yeah.
So they try to live their lives out like that.
Yeah, yeah, and then they're trying to remember what happened, and it's like, oh yeah, their souls were floating around, and like Gintoki's accidentally went to into the asshole of a dead cat before it went into Hijikata's body. And so they're trying to figure out what's going on, and it's like, okay, how about we just live normal lives? We'll try to act like we know each other, but they don't know each other at all, you know, so they're just acting like they normally would. So
like Gintoki's now like strict and disciplined, and Hijikata's just like, or in their different bodies, just like, I don't want to do this.
He's like, it's still sleepy time, man. Like, get out of here. And so his hair's all raggedy, and then Hijikata slicks back Gintoki's hair.
I think what's really cool is just like Hijikata and Gintoki's body like makes all those rules. It's like anyone who's late, you gotta kill yourself. Anyone not paying their rent, you gotta kill yourself. Yeah, anyone paying salaries, mate, yeah, you gotta do that. If you don't do this, kill yourself. In fact, anyone with a natural perm must commit seppuku. And then Gintoki on the Shinsengumi side, he was just like, guys, just, you know, make your own rules. You know, you guys should understand. Oh my god. But when you see the Shinsengumi, they turn into like fucking, like Fist of the North Star degenerates. Yeah, they're just riding motorcycles. They're not giving a damn. Come on, let's go start a Joy Patriot bloodbath. This was a good Freaky Friday chapter. Yeah, even Sadaharu's face changes here. Which is funny. And I think Tama was the one that figures out what happens. Yes. Oh, and yeah, it says right here in the translator note, Shinpachi is he's mimicking a member of the Shinsengumi from Rurouni Kenshin. Yeah, because he's using Gatotsu, which is the sword technique the main Shinsengumi guy uses in that series. And his hairstyle is just like it, and he's wearing glasses just like him as well. Oh man. Now this lasted for like 3-4 chapters, right? Yeah, this lasted for a long time, yeah. And it turns out, oh yeah, he got hit by a truck that carried this machine that Old Man Genkai used, which is just the same machine from The Fly, except it's to have the perfect amount of soy sauce on egg over rice. It's so stupid. Yeah. And so they're trying to switch their bodies, but things keep messing up, and they're trying to remember what happened with their souls, and it's like, oh yeah, the cat has a piece of my soul.
And while they're trying to go find it, they get caught up by other people. And so it's like this is all out war between the two factions, Gintoki and Hijikata. Yeah. Oh, and it is on this chapter 473 that it was the 10-year anniversary of Gintama.
When did Gintama come out? I thought it was 2006.
This would be 2004 or 2013 still. Yeah, I think 2013. So yeah, 2003.
And you get like a really cool color panel of like everyone.
Yeah, all the big commemorative characters here. If you look in the back towards Elizabeth, you see there's a Justaway in here as well.
Oh, I see him. God damn it.
That's great. Yeah, so that's wild. 10 years of Gintama at this point.
I think it's 16 now. Oh, wait, no, 15, because it ended last year.
And so they're talking about this cat, and they're like, oh, wait, that's the cat we have to find. And then they look, and it's like this super tall, giant cat with blood coming out of its mouth.
Oh, yeah, this shit got ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, this is all the negative aspects of Gintoki's soul that's in this cat.
And then you just have, like, the mosaic covering its, like, crotch.
And he's super strong as well. He's taking everybody out with ease. And then he just runs away, and so they've been trying to find him. He jumps, like, from roof to roof. I'm talking, like Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction jumping. I know I said that specific game, but I remember that. That's a great game.
Oh, dude, I love that game. But yeah, so they start to chase after it with the truck, I believe.
Yeah, we see everybody arguing in the middle of the street, and then here comes Genkai's truck that Tama's driving, and then everybody gets hit. As we find out in the next chapter, like, everyone's, like, souls are all over the place here. And then it turns out Otae-chan's been taking care of this cat as well. And so they're just talking and all this stuff. And it's like they're talking as if, like, they're in a relationship, you know?
Yeah, and the cat's name is Dozaemon, and Dozaemon means a drowned human corpse.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Which is also probably parody to Doraemon, since they're both cats.
There's a monster raising that monster? But yeah, he can even talk, I believe.
Yeah, he's talking too, yeah, and he's, like, super depressive and stuff. And it's kind of like, yeah, Gintoki's personality, basically. And Hijikata's walking up, trying to, like, persuade her to get rid of the cat. And he's just like, break up with that guy and go out with me. And remember, he's Gintoki. And so she's like,
big sister belongs to me. Shinpachi?
Yeah. Well, then Hijikata shows up, and, they're both arguing about each other. And then Kondo's here, too, and it's just like, they have the cat, everything's going great. And then they realize, like, wait, nobody's out here. What's going on? Where's the cat? And then as we see, it turns out that Shinpachi's body has Kondo's soul, and Sakchan's soul's in Kondo's body.
And then I think Shinpachi's glasses switch souls also.
Yeah, and so Shinpachi's stuck in his glasses now. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then here comes Hasegawa running. He trips, and then his glasses fall off, and he's also his soul's trapped in there as well.
It's fucking goddamn glasses.
Yeah, it just keeps getting more and more ridiculous.
Dude, this, like, it was funny at first, but then, like, it got too ridiculous, like, towards the end. I'm like, okay, this is, like, a bit too much. Why did it last, like, 3 or 4 episodes? That's just
what Sorachi likes to do, man.
Yeah, and then, like, you see Yamazaki later on, he's just taking a shit in the corner, and who is it? It's the freaking, he switched roles with Sadaharu, yeah.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. It wasn't Hasegawa in the sunglasses. Who was it?
Hasegawa was in Sadaharu's body.
Yeah, who is it? Oh, Yamazaki was in the glasses. That's what it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got that confused. But yeah, and then, we just see a Sat Sadaharu on the phone talking to his wife. It's like, I found a new job. And it's just like, what are you happy about to be a dog?
Congrats on your new job. It's just like a pile of shit with Hasegawa's glasses.
Oh yeah, Sadaharu takes a shit, and then he won't move, and it turns out, oh, his soul was trapped in his shit, and then they just leave Yamazaki on top of him.
Dude, this is the episode with the most mosaics ever.
Yeah, and it's just getting real. Everybody's just switched all over the place, trying to just take down this cat.
Elizabeth, soul is in Sogo's body. That was a good one. I like that one.
Yeah, that was cool.
God, this got too goddamn ridiculous.
This cat is just too strong. Hasegawa and Yamazaki come back, and it looks like a Bobobo character. It's the big pile of shit with sunglasses and a beard, and he's like super strong, taking on the cat at the same time.
Oh my god. What the hell? Oh yeah, and they tie him up like BDSM style with the rope.
And then so they do a final attack, and the cat just takes a massive shit. And then while this happens, they get fixed, so their souls are swapped. But then they look in the back, and everybody turned into big globs of shit for it's just a fucking weird reason, man.
It's just a shitty chapter, dude. Well, not really.
Literally, literally.
Yeah, literally shitty. Yeah.
Yeah, a bunch of wild stuff, man. But I like the next chapter though. This one's good stuff. It's with your boy
Sakamoto. Yes.
And we're just.
That's how he laughs in the anime.
Oh, is it? That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I like this one a lot. We get a backstory with him. And his
dude, that panel of Sakamoto at the club, that was us day 3 at ALA.
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh man.
And yeah, so it involves him with her name is Mutsu.
Mutsu. Okay, Mutsu. Yeah, you get more background with Sakamoto from this one, I think.
Yeah, I like it. We get flashbacks of him post-war. We get flashbacks him meeting Mutsu and all that good stuff. Just learning more about his character, which is nice to see. Of course, there's all the comedic bits here and there, and we get the flashback that he actually got captured on this slave ship, and Mutsu was the one throwing people in the sail. She was working with these aliens, and Gintoki's just like, wait, what? You were on the opposite side? And all this ridiculous stuff going on. And then to summarize it, oh yeah, he bought the slave ship along with me, and then we just left the pirates in the ocean. And then we see that these pirates are actually back. And the biggest gag here is the main boss. We never see his face. As the first time we see it, he throws up on the main antagonist's face here.
Oh yeah, no, it's funny because speaking about throwing up too, Sakamoto, his quirk, he's just oh yeah, he's a good merchant, but he gets motion sickness, and he flies a flying ship that is in the shape of a ship, and he throws up no matter what, and we're like, how can you be a merchant traveling in space if you're gonna throw up all the time on your own ship?
Yeah, great gag here. Nice, good backstory here, well paced. The continuous gag, this guy will just never see his face. It even breaks the fourth wall where it's just where they're saying we can never see my face, and then even when there's nothing going on, Mutsu just throws up in his face in the flashback when everything's fine.
Oh man, yeah, dude, Sakamoto is honest characters.
He's just dude, I'm just here to chill, bro.
Yeah, I'm just here to chill and make money. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, we get the standard stuff here, they come back, and then we get the real reasons why she switched. And then we actually find out that she's a member of the Yato clan.
Yeah, if you've ever noticed the hat that she wears.
Yeah, she's always wearing a hat over her head. And since I'm reading it, I never see her hair color. But I'm assuming it was orange in the anime the whole time?
It was yellow. It was yellow.
Oh, yellow.
What's her name again?
Okay.
Mutsu?
Mutsu, yeah, it's a dark yellow.
Yeah.
It's a brown yellow. Okay. Yeah. So I remember. This is a nice flashback, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then we actually get to see Sakamoto get serious, which is another good part of it.
And then the next chapter, this one was a bit different with the octopus.
Yeah, this was weird. I don't know what this is supposed to parody. But yeah,
don't know either.
But this chapter is just here's this octopus mangaka, and he's celebrating his 50th chapter special, so he's just going around the Gintama world, and it's all drawn pretty chibi. This had to be some kind of other author working on this or something.
Yeah, it was probably maybe they switched mangakas. I don't know. I thought it was really cute. Oh yeah, they break the fourth wall too. It looks like this week Gintama is only one page. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, that's funny. The next chapter I like the color cover for it. It's Kagura. The colors are really nice right here too. I like the one coming.
And then after that color cover, you see the characters in the movie. You just see Shinpo-san next to Gintoki.
Yeah,
from the second movie. Yeah. What was this one? Oh,
I like this one.
It's about Kondo's backstory.
Yeah, back when he was a kid. This is also one of those classic Japanese stories a lot of mangakas like to write, about thieves and how they're retiring and all that, and it's they're actually good type of deal.
Yeah. Man, what's really cool though, I know that with Kondo is like always a gorilla, but it gives you backstory of how we got the name and why.
I think this is just Sriracha. Like, let's just add more to the gorilla motif by having him at a monkey shrine.
Exactly. even his teacher, if you look at his face, he's got a gorilla face.
Yeah, he even he's trying to recruit Kondo to be the next successor to what is the thief's name again? Etekichi Kozou, I think is the code name for him. And like as he steals, he just drops off bananas to everybody. And he's talking, and he just looks at Kondo. He's like, "You're a stray gorilla."
Jesus Christ! Oh man.
Yeah, so Hijikata helps him escape from the zoo. And, they're trying to talk, and it turns out, this is the not his grandfather, I don't think, but this is the man in charge of the shrine back in the day when Kondo would go.
What, didn't the gorilla throw a grenade at Hijikata's face?
Yeah, it smacked it right back over to him.
Yeah. I was like, oh shit. God, this whole gorilla thing.
Yeah, it's funny. But I like it. I like it a lot here.
It was wholesome.
Yeah.
It was pretty wholesome. Yeah. But yeah, you get to know more about Kondo's backstory. And I love the Shinsengumi. They're great.
Yeah, we gotta look at all three of them already now. We got the Sogo one before too, so that was cool. And we get this great panel with Kondo where it's just him and it just says a monkey.
Just a monkey.
Yeah. Yeah, so the old man in charge of the shrine back in the day, he was stealing from a lot of high end, thugs and gangsters, so he got kidnapped. And so, they went to go rescue him, and they're talking and all that, and he doesn't make it at the end, which is sad. And then his thing was he would always leave offerings at the shrine where the kid would be at. I guess it stopped here and there, but now Kondo is now taking on that responsibility. And then the last word, it just says, "This is the gorilla known as Kondo."
Oh man, good times. And then the next one.
We're always coming back.
I think this was where the dub started.
Okay.
The English one, yeah. The episodes are a bit different, I think, because this episode starts after that Obi-Wan arc, the old student with Shinpachi.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
Whoa, that's weird.
Might have switched it around, but still, it was like more of a one-shot thing.
Yeah, so this arc here is the world is stopped. Time has stopped except for Yorozuwa. And they're trying to think of what happened, and Gintoki's holding like this clock. And it's like, what is it? It's this clock I got, and it's like, oh, here's this alien ship that crash landed, and here's an alien with a clock face, and it's like, this is the 3,000 worlds clock, you have to protect it. And Gintoki said it right next to his alarm clock, and he was trying to hit his alarm clock, but he accidentally hit the clock, and so it broke, thus pausing time.
So they try to fix it, and they're like, hey, let's go forward in time. And I think what happens is they go forward, and Gintoki's already getting married to Ketsu no Ana. Yeah,
and so she's reporting the news, and he crossed out her talk bubble where it says, here's today's weather, and he wrote, here's today's husband.
Oh, man. And then they're like, okay, let's go forward again. And they're like, oh, they're at Gengai's funeral. And they're like, you moved it forward too much.
Yeah, and so they went back, and they're slowly doing it, and it's just like he's just picking his nose, and then he's just dead. And then they finally caught back to a point where just like, oh, look, he's back to normal. It's like, oh, look, a truck hit him. And they look in his hand, it's like, oh, wait, that's not even the clock. It's just this giant ball of mucus that he pulled out of his nose.
Oh, man. And then, like, when he threw it at the truck.
When he threw it at the truck, and then they go forward in time, and they look at that truck swiped, and then it hit Hijikata and killed him. Or Hasegawa.
They immediately killed Hasegawa, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And yeah, like, no matter what they do, it's either Hasegawa dies or Genki dies.
It's one of those two.
Yeah, and then, it just keeps getting more and more ridiculous. We get this Dragon Ball Z
I believe
panel.
I remember that. Yeah, they make fun of that.
Yeah, and so they're just trying to figure out a way of not killing them. And then they look, Gintoki looks, it's like, oh, the clock just ran out of batteries. It didn't die. Yeah, so they realize, oh, look, it's just out of batteries. So they're trying to find batteries. They go back to the ship. Shinigumi's already there. Hasegawa's holding the battery, so they keep moving forward in time. He's not letting go, and then eventually he passes away. And what do? They cut his arm off.
He's holding it in his sleep.
Yeah. So Kagura rips his arm off, and like, okay, if we just go forward in time, eventually he's just gonna let go, and they put something in to replace it. And then he gets like this Mazinger Z-looking arm attached to his body. And it's like,
oh yeah,
how the hell is he still holding the battery in his hand?
And then you see Katsura and Elizabeth on the other side.
Yeah, and so what do? They switch arms for both of them. It's like, oh, because Katsura's about to throw a pitch to Elizabeth, so if we just switch arms, he's gonna let go of the battery, and then we could just catch it. And then we just look, and there's a hole in his Elizabeth. Like, Elizabeth is just dead.
This is like, what happened? It wasn't a ball. They put in a cannon.
It was a rocket punch. Yes. And then they get to the rocket punch, and like, oh, the battery's okay. And it's like, oh, the fist is right on Otsu's forehead. Or
dude, when I saw that during the anime, I was like, oh no. Oh no. I actually had to stop the elliptical. I'm like, that's bad. Oh man.
And then they get into this weird thing where it's like, okay, well, we'll just destroy the sound effects so that we'll give it a sound effect.
The Gosu became a character.
Yeah, that Otsu married, or Taichan married.
I was just like, Jesus Christ, like, this is ridiculous. How do you get a sound effect to be a character and then marry one of the main characters in an anime? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, and then instead of kissing the bride, they just punch each other's fists. And of course, Taichan being Taichan, she shatters the rocket punch. And it's like, finally the battery's free, and they grab it. It's like, oh, it's a AAA, not a AA. Gintoki wakes up to the alarm, and it might have been a dream the whole time.
I remember, that got ridiculous. Like, I was just like, what's more ridiculous? That one or the one with switching souls?
They're both all over the place.
But yeah, the next one.
The next one started off a little serious, but as Gintama just kept going as Gintama.
Mm-hmm.
It, like, Shinpachi's getting serious about his training. It actually looks pretty cool. And then, Otsu shows up with some macadamia nut chocolates, and it's just like, these are still homeless people training at the dojo. And they're just,
good God, the dialogue in this.
Yeah. The thing about Gintama is there's always a lot of dialogue, yeah. And then so here comes Kyubei. She's like, I brought in a different teacher, to try to make it fun before we start the real practices. And it's like, it's just Gintoki teaching homeless people Kamehameha.
Yeah, and then like it's also like a rip-off of Street Fighter. Because they're like, later on the line, yeah, they're making fun of fighting games. Because it's like, actually, here's a secret scroll for this, for these styles. Like, everybody has a secret technique. Yeah, and eventually, we see Kyubei's a secret technique, and it's the Mangekyo, Tetsugan, which is just the Sharingan in Naruto, but it's bleeped out. And then, but the way it's bleeped out, it could be replaced with Ko, so it'd be, Manko Kyo. And it's just like, Manko means, vagina. So it's yeah.
And then, we put a bleep in it. And then, and I think Kondo's parodying, I don't know what he's parodying, but it's like, he's just got a big old dick censored sword.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that was.
Yeah. And it's like, so they're just reading the scroll, and it's just like, Shinpachi's father's, before he entered his deathbed, he wrote this secret technique. And then we look, and it's just back quarter circle kick. Or back quarter circle punch. And it's like, it's just a parry technique. That's it. And they're trying to practice with Shinpachi, and then we just see Kyubei like doing Guile's kick, and then all this crazy stuff. And then we get the winning quote at the end, like, you lose and you win.
Kyubei's just like, don't touch me.
And then then Kondo and Taichan, and it's just like, would you please go home? And then we look, it's like, actually everybody mastered Shinpachi's technique except for him. And then it's like, he went to this island, and then eventually he mastered it, but there was just no point anyways. Just random stuff.
Now, the next little one-shot chapter, I don't remember watching this in the anime.
So it's Hasegawa. He's trying to find more jobs. So he needs to get more photos for his resume, and it's like, it's not really that big of a deal, right? And it's like, okay, let's try to take a different photo, and then the machine prints out like He's got long hair. You know, his face looks a little different, and so they keep taking photos, and they look, it's like, oh, there's it's just like Hasegawa's just repeating behind him in the photo, and it's like, oh, cool. Here's like a little quiz to show what kind of photo you can take, you know, and it's like it just gets really weird, and it's like it turns out like, oh, this is like has like some AI just talking shit the whole time.
I don't remember watching this episode. I really don't. I remember the one after, but I don't remember watching this.
And then here comes Sogo, and so the and the chair extends up, and so that way the camera can't see them, and then Sogo's just like, I'm sorry, my hands can't reach, and it's just like, can you please adjust yourself? He's like, my hands can't reach, you know, still doing that BDSM to the, because I'm pretty sure it's like a female voice if I'm to guess. Yeah, it just gets really weird.
I don't know about that one. The next one, though, was really good, though. They introduced a new character.
Yeah, here we are in the Shinsengumi location, and they're doing an entry exam for new recruits. And then here's this guy, he's just whipping everybody. He's like pretty good. And and what is his name? It's Afro. It's a Hashira Afro.
But it's just Katsura.
Yeah, it's not Afro, it's Katsura.
But yeah, he fights another dude. He's got orange hair in the anime. Yeah, you do see him a couple times.
So I'm not gonna lie, when I saw him, I looked and I'm like, is that Gintoki?
No, you would think it is, but it's not.
Yeah, I was like, how did Gintoki get stuck in this as well? Yeah, this guy was pretty cool. And I like how this chapter of 488 was called Afros of Life and Death, because he also has that as well, very similar to Spike Spiegel's hair.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, you get to, they introduce him, you get to know more about him, and he's a really quiet dude. Yeah,
he kind of looks like Kakashi, and he's like this, he's part of the Silent Corps of the Shinsengumi 3rd unit, you know, he's been here forever. And it's like, oh yeah, he's known snaking out like spies trying to come into the Shinsengumi. But he's super antisocial, and he actually likes Katsura as a person. He wants to make friends, but he doesn't know what to do, so Gintoki and them try to write him advice, and like, you know, he's like, yeah, just if you're nervous, smile, and he has like this super serious smile. You know, it's like, oh wait, no, he knows I put poison in that tea. You know, and like it just keeps getting more and more ridiculous.
Yeah.
And they get to the torture room, and then they see Elizabeth is hanging upside down, and it's just like, no, Elizabeth, I'll save you. And then a fist comes out of Elizabeth's mouth and punches Zura, and it's just like, oh no, this is our pet.
Oh man.
Yeah, it just gets weird, and then like months go by. Oh yeah, actually, Katsura just became a really good. He's like one of the best Shinsengumi that they've had in a while, and then everybody's starting to wear afros.
He got too into it.
Yeah.
And so it's just like when he tries to look at his diary, all he just writes is like the what you say when you sleep.
One thing leads to another, and Katsura convinced everybody that Saito's actually the traitor, so now he's on trial for his life. And it turns out that he actually since he's been there the longest, he has dirt on everybody in the Shinsengumi. So they're like, actually, let's just make him innocent. Let's not get this stuff out. And Katsura's just like, no, we have to get rid of this guy before he finds out who I am. And then
when they told Katsura like, oh, like about Saito, like, oh, he purged all the traitors. I'm like, okay, I don't want to fuck with this dude. Well, like, even though he has quirks, like, for example, the panel of him like standing dead bodies of all the people he killed, I was just like, oh fuck, that's kind of scary.
So it ends off with them finding out that it was Katsura the whole time, and he escapes. Saito kind of lets him escape, you know, because he's like, yeah, you know what, you're actually a good person, this and that. And that pretty much ends this arc here.
That was a good one, and he's a really cool character.
Yeah, I hope to see him in the future.
Yeah, you do see him again in the future.
All right, cool, man.
Let me see where you are right now.
Yeah, so the next chapter, we're back in Yoshiwara, and it turns out that there is a love potion out there, and our main character is Tsukiyo, one of her childhood friends. Back when they were in this district, she got hit with a love potion and escaping with this guy, and it's just like no, she has a man on the other side. There's no way you would be able to. You shouldn't take her, kind of thing, you know. And it's like, oh, it looks like an incense love potion actually got set on fire from her tobacco smoke. And then it's like, oh, the first person she sees she'll fall in love with. And of course, who does she see? But a drunken Toki taking a piss on the roof.
Oh man. But yeah, she falls in love with him.
Yeah, she falls in love. I kind of wanted more. I wanted to see more in this in this arc between her and Gintoki.
I ship it.
Yeah, it's a good ship. Usually with these kind of arcs in manga, it usually goes more into the female character, just having more feelings for whoever it is. Like towards the back half of this arc, she's kind of like backing up from like her feelings kind of thing, like as things get serious in this arc. Yeah. But it was some fun stuff here. They accidentally burn the cart full of all the love drugs, and it causes everybody to fall in love basically with Gintoki.
Oh no.
Yeah, and it has an effect on him as well, and he's just like he's a lady killer. Every female has his eyes set on basically.
And then did you ever notice Shinpachi's glasses?
Yes, so Kagura and Shinpachi get affected by it, and they look at each other, and it's just like, oh my god, did they fall in love with each other? And then you look, and it's like, oh no, Kagura's looking at Shinpachi's glasses and how cool they are, and then Shinpachi's looking in the reflection of Kagura's eye, looking at the cool glasses as well, and it's like, oh, those are so cool, and so they're just being dumb over there.
I like it. No, they're just being dumb over there.
Man. Yeah, it's just really wild and wacky. One of my favorite parts was just Tsukiyo and Gintoki stuff. That was cool. And then it's like, oh yeah, Tsukiyo's childhood friend. She's like, since the man who loved me betrayed me, no one should be able to love again. Everybody should love me, kind of thing. It just gets ridiculous.
Oh yeah, and they just like touch each other's eyes. Wow. How many chapters was that whole thing? Like 2 or 3?
Yeah, it's about like 3 or 4 chapters here. A bunch of wild action here, and then at the end, Gintoki does something ridiculous. Like he just freaking hits this missile out of the air.
Oh yeah, the mushroom monster's also, and he's wearing spiral glasses too. Yeah. And then somehow him and Kondo are in a futon bed in the middle of the street. Yeah, this is regular ridiculous Gintama moment.
It's all over the place in this one. Mushroom, like, yeah, stuff gets so really wacky here. As we found out that the guy, in fact, did not marry this woman that he was set to marry, but instead he was waiting for Tsukiyo's friend at the end, so she's gonna leave and join him in life. Yeah, so that's cool. I think because he got in an accident or something, that's why he couldn't show up anymore. And then it ends with Tsukiyo and Gintoki talking to each other, and then she's accepting her feelings more and more as the arc goes on.
Yeah. The next one, this was like a big rip-off of like RPGs in general.
This is like a Dragon Quest chapter here.
Yeah, that's right. They rip on Dragon Quest a lot throughout the series.
Yeah, so they visit the swordsmith again. Surprising she's showing up so much in the manga. That's pretty cool for her.
Well, actually, so they're talking about the blacksmith, and they're like, something about her swords, right? She has like a whole
she has a lot of customers, and she's here to fix up swords, but she has to leave because she's looking for a certain type of metal. And as they're going through the swords, they see like this Dragon Quest warrior in as a skeleton in armor wielding a sword, and it's like, what the heck is this? And then here comes
the translator notes, it says, I think that sword might be a reference to Soul Calibur, because it looks like Soul Edge because of the eye in the middle.
It does kind of look like Soul Edge, yeah. But yeah, and then here comes this party from like one of the Dragon Quest games show up.
Why does the girl on the left with the cross look like what's her name from Fairy Tail, the blue hair?
Oh, Juvia?
Yeah, I don't know why, I just think of it.
Yeah, Juvia has that same hairstyle when we first see her. But yeah, this one just gets just as ridiculous, and then here comes this galactic evil king that shows up, and he's also here to remove his sword out of like a can of some kind of can of fruit, and his sword got rusted stuck in there.
And I think Gintoki breaks like both of them.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's these kind of chapters that I just kind of skim. Because I'm like, this is just not ridiculous.
All the dialogue and the translator notes.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm kind of okay on reading these ones.
That's long.
Yeah, and then the next one here, the Tama, this time around, again.
Oh, where she falls in love with the machine.
Yeah, so she usually goes and picks up Otae cigarettes from a vending machine, and it's raining, so she decided to wait for the rain to stop, and here she is, and she's talking. And remember, she's a robot, so of course she's talking to a machine, and it is the vending machine with cigarettes. And then we see the vending machine's actually smoking one of the cigarettes as well. And she kind of, and you know, she talks to the machine, and you know, he kind of just like throws up all these cigarettes, and it's like, oh yeah, he was hungover, and it's like, what? And yeah, so she's been going every day now, just standing there talking for hours and hours. It's like she's made a friend, or she's, you know, and then at least the robots caught feelings for her, as it seems as well. But it turns out, you know, this vending machine's getting old. You know, it's not going to last much longer. Plus, the building that it's next to is about to get destroyed, and so she's trying to protect it as long as she can, and all this stuff, you know. So yeah, it was a cool.
But after that one, though, this one I really enjoyed, where Shinpachi gets a new pair of glasses and he sees everyone's guardian spirits. Yeah, and so he sees Gintoki's, and he's just like, Jesus Christ! Like, no wonder you never die, Gintoki. You're goddamn guardian spirit.
Yeah, they're called the Norowa Letah glasses. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, Gintoki's is just like this freaking, like, 3-headed demon. Buddhist demon in here. This is just ridiculous. And then Kagura shows up, and it's just a drunk Pikachu. Yeah, just, shut up! And then, yeah, we get the backstory. Bring some soju, damn it. We get the backstory from it. It's like, oh, Gintoki threw up on a Pikachu plushie, and that's how this guardian spirit was created.
Oh my god! And
then here comes another guardian spirit, and it's just Gintoki with black holes as eyes.
Oh god!
Oh, that's scary. That's Sadaharu's. Yeah.
Oh man! And then they go to this like festival, and Gintoki can see everyone's like. Shinpachi, spirit.
Yeah.
Or Shinpachi, I mean. Yeah, Shinpachi.
Yeah, we look at it's like all these dead samurai and like a bunch of other crazy stuff going on. They're all bloodied and like arrows and axes all over the place. And it's just like, oh wait, is this why we can win like majority of the time on these things? And it's like, oh, because our guardian spirits just kill the other ones.
Yeah. Oh my god. And then you see Madao.
And then here comes Hasegawa, and it turns out that he's a guardian spirit as well.
He himself is one.
Yeah, he himself is one, yeah. Everything's going great for Gintoki and them, you know, they're just kicking ass. And then we look, and it's like, what the hell is Hasegawa doing? He's all beat up and bloodied, and he's defeated. And then we look at Gintoki's guardian spirit's defeated as well. And then here comes Otae-chan, and then we see her guardian spirit's like this black golden Buddha, dark thousand hands cannon.
Oh yeah, Otae's. Oh my god, that's the most scariest one. Oh man.
Yeah. And then we see Kondo's one, which is also ridiculous. And yeah, he gets defeated pretty easily. And then, you know, the guardian spirits fuse, and now here's guardian deity Madao. And then the kanji here make up devil, fallen, and evil. Katsura's in, it's a car.
Oh yeah, Elizabeth's in there. It's not a Corolla, it's a Katsula.
Yeah. And then we see Hijikata's car, and it's like, oh, it's not a Maserati, it's a Mayorati.
Oh my god. I love how, like, it's like, oh yeah, Shinpachi can see the car, but when he takes off the glasses, it's like Superman's, like, invisible spaceship or something. Remember from the old cartoons?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god, that shit's so funny. Dude, that's us on the way to ALA day one.
Sogo's guardian spirit, it's a cross, but it's in the form of the katakana Do, and the spirit's name is Do S. Satis.
I thought it was a good one. Oh my god, that Elizabeth one. The god of toilets. Oh man, but that's where you ended, right?
Yep, that is the last thing I read.
If you go to the next chapter and look at the cover of it.
Oh yeah, I like it a lot. It's Sakchan and Gintoki. I'm interested to see what that chapter is going to be about. Always like them interacting with each other. It was a lot to read, for sure. It was a lot of filler.
But yeah, just the next arc, just don't skip it. It's so good.
Oh yeah, I don't plan on skipping stuff. I just, you know, if I just see an arc I'm not feeling, I might, or like these one shots, I think I'm just going to skim through them.
But, oh man, you ended on the perfect chapter.
All right, man. Yeah, so I'm hyped to get into the next 50 chapters here as we approach 600. Yeah, so again, that'll about wrap us up on this episode, guys. Thanks for listening. Tune in next week for more manga reviews as we go along, starting 2020. Yeah, just about 200 more chapters, so roughly that's 4 more episodes of Gintama for you guys. And then eventually I'll check out the movies, and we'll talk about that if you guys would like us to do. You can keep posted on us by following us Unversed Podcast anywhere on social media, and unversedpodcast@gmail.com. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, let us know what you think. And that's going to be it for us today, guys. So thanks for listening, and we're going to catch you on the next episode.
I don't care if I don't see the mistake. I've been up and down the line and I just needed a break. I got the chew on the chew, now let me feed on the escape. I gotta do it and I'ma do it and I can deal with the taste. Get the illusion of a choice, man. Cruising, I enjoyed that. Do this, I've been through this, a delusion, I destroyed that. Who can stay on a dark night too? Prove this shit to the car right through. Music is really all I do, and it's true, I'll never really call like you. I hope to stop complaining all day. But to say you never change, stay the same, stay the same. I still hope that I don't pray, no faith. But to say you never change, stay the same, stay the same. So I'm leaving yourself in this fact about you. I don't have to like it, I'm just acting like it. I'm passing by you, I'm just passing by you, I'm just passing by you, I'm just passing by you.